Okay, so we are officially starting the second anniversary for JP. So we have some info for JP and also for Global. So we're going to talk all about it. And oh, I don't even know what's really playing right now. Okay, so I mean, I guess this is basically a teaser for what is my guess going to be the story event. But we don't really know what they're saying, so I'm just going to skip that. So if we head over to RecBits, we can see the actual art, right? So this is basically related to second anniversary. Now they've been posting a lot, and we have a new graphic, which I just want to say has gotten 24,000 likes in 9 hours, which is kind of insane. I'm not gonna lie, that's really good. So obviously, we already know 21st is when the second anniversary starts. And you know, we see a good portion of the cast actually. Let me take off my camera. Oh, that's not that one. It's this one. So, you know, we have our like people separated into groups, right? Mei Mei with Wee Wee. Then we got our first years with Gojo. Then we got the second years, right? And then we got Nanami and Ino in the back. And then we got now Bito and Kusakabe kind of separately. So, you know, it's a bit interesting. Like, I'm really thinking, like, we have Gojo and Yuji at the forefront of this image, which, you know, makes sense, you know, main character and Gojo. But I do think that, you know, I think it is fair for us to say that it's, like, very possible it's them. Since we didn't get JJK0 Gojo, I'm putting pretty much all my money on, like, a 0.2 Gojo plus, like, a Yuji Toto tag. I think is possible. And then with Nobara, I think we're at the point now where, you know, especially because of this, right? I think we're at the point where it's possible that Nobara gets a skin in Megumi. And since Megumi just got a unit, right? Since he quite literally got a unit in September, I think they could make a skin for Megumi for anniversary, right? Because, you know, it's a good unit. People would probably, I would buy it, right? I would buy a suit Megumi. So, you know, there would be a Megumi skin, and I'm really starting to think maybe like next week we get Nobara, right? And then afterwards we have a Nobara and Megumi skin, and they sell those, right? Since Yuji and Gojo already got a skin. Because they don't do many skins. They should like really do at least one every 3 months. But guys, our last skin was a year ago. Like our last and only skins were a year ago. So it's kind of crazy. And one thing to actually keep in mind is this is the exact same set of characters as the Shibuya graphic. And one by one, we've gotten them, right? So Mei Mei, Inumaki, Maki, Nanami, Ino, Kusakabe, Naobito, and Megumi, right? So right now, we're only really missing Wee Wee, Panda, Gojo, Yuji, and Nobara, right? So I really think they could, like, easily get rid of Yuji and Gojo this anniversary, which is funny if you remember what last anniversary was, right? Last anniversary was the exact same cast of characters, Domain Gojo, Zone Yuji, but this time I think Gojo could be more of a blue taijutsu DPS, and then like Zone Yuji instead would be more of a tag with Toto, right? Like a tag unit could be pretty interesting. So, you know, I really hope that is what happens. We'll have to see. This graphic is really pretty. I'll take off my camera one more time, but this graphic is really pretty. And I hope they have some good things in the works. It's just interesting how it's like the same cast of characters as the previous one. Now, also going on to the global news, you guys probably already saw it, but you are getting 3,000 cubes on the 7th when anniversary starts. And then also a bit of extra things, and there's going to be some codes which I'll make videos on if ever there's a good code. So 3,000 cubes is something that, you know, we never got for YUTA, yeah, we never got it, so this is good. People who are thinking you're like down on cubes, that's not true, because at that point, like at the amount of units you got from like at the point that YUTA is coming out, like all the monthly and the past cubes that you've accumulated has made it that you're either equal to JP's cubes or you've surpassed it, right? So you're not really missing out or losing out compared to JP. They're just releasing them earlier, probably to like kind of put a gap between the hype units, right? So there is that. But I think 3,000 cubes is pretty good, and hopefully they give more tickets out and shit. So there you go. So then there's also a fan like a memory pick, right? So like, can I zoom in? Yeah, okay. So yeah, we could kind of see here. It's from the story events, right? Megumi, yeah, that's from his story event. That's from the ANNI story event. Same thing with Nobara. Maki, yeah, from the YUTA event. So I would say what is interesting is that EGG has like a slot here. So it's possible we do get an EGG unit, but you have to keep in mind with that is that he has his own map event branding. EGG struggles, right? So, and I think there's also like, he's just very in theme with a lot of things. But what is cool, Gojo's second one is, this is what I would vote for. Oh yeah, this is what I would vote for. The second one is literally Gato and Teen Gato and Gojo, right, from the story event. So that is actually, I don't know, not the story event, I don't even know which one this is from, but this is just really cool in general. So there is that. And then afterwards we got a stream. So there's going to be a stream on the 16th, which is in 11 days. Now what's interesting, I just want to see, when did Kaido release? He released on the 17th, so he released the day of the stream, I guess. And then a couple days later, anniversary started on the 21st. So just keep in mind, it's possible we do get like a Nobara, right? Essentially, we could get a couple units. Yuji, if they don't want to do anniversary, Yuji, Nobara, Toto, or Mahito, or like 4 that I think are in the books to be released before anniversary. But I think out of anyone, Nobara, right? Nobara makes sense. She would technically be in part with anniversary, but not fully. So I think that's a possibility. I do think it is actually a decent possibility. Part 1 of the stream is looking back at 2 years with data and Fan Parade of the Year. Part 2 is second anniversary information bureau. Then Huya extended special live, so they're going to sing the song from the opening that they did for the second part of the original story. And it's at 18, which I think 15 is 2. No, 15. Oh, wait. Is this at like 5 a.m. for me? I think it's 5 a.m. Yeah, it's either 4 or 5 a.m. But it's on Sunday. Thank the Lords. Okay, that's good. That is really good. I just really like that graphic, guys. I really like that graphic. So I'm interested to see how they're trying to play at this. Because Yuji and Gojo are in the front, I think that it's very possible that we get them. I do think so. Yeah, I do think so. So yeah, we'll see. I hope we get a Toto, but you know, there's a lot to get interested about, and I just hope they cook. I think we need them to cook really badly. I could see a lot of players leaving if this anniversary is bad, because you have to keep in mind 1.5 anniversary was god awful. There was nothing, right? There was genuinely nothing. Like, you're looking at all this, right? Not one piece of content, right? Then we go down. The only piece of content we got had no new really rewards. Only changed the bosses, no new rewards, no new SP buffs, right? We got no SP buffs. No tower. Tower was before the anniversary for JP. It was 2 months of just dead, right? Like, beginning of May was dead, and then afterwards it was dead, right? It was just dead. Like genuinely got so many people bored of the game, especially in June. So we need that not to happen this year. Okay, we need that not to happen. Like, we need more tower floors, right? We need more tower floors. Kind of sounds fucked up, but they only gave 10 floors, and if they only like gave 10, to me, considering 1.5 ANNI like right before gave 20, I think it's fair to get another 10, because people with anniversary units are going to start getting to floor 90, going to start clearing. We need like a green taijutsu unit, and then a yellow a blue taijutsu unit, and then tower will be completable, and then another 10 floors at that same level of difficulty should be fair. It should be fair. Now, if they're not going to do that, give us some different type of content, bring back the Dwayne investigation event, the roguelike game mode, but like permanent, do something cool, and I'm there. But, you know, mainly, as we know, anniversaries are also determined by their hype, how good they're going to be received by the units, right? So we'll have to see. But, you know, we'll be there for the stream. Hi, ZDB. Thank God it wasn't anything else. We will be there for the stream on the 16th, so I'll see you guys there. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.